Hello everybody, this is Barno Mukibova again, and today I would like to talk about the writing task 2 part of an IELTS examination. So everybody complains about writing task 2, and the strangest thing is that whenever student, every second, if not every single student comes in, he doesn't really much say, I'm struggling with the listening part, I'm struggling with the reading part. He always complains about saying that the writing is the first thing that they want to improve. And you are not discovering America, so you're not a first, and unfortunately you're not a last person to complain about the writing part being hard. So if you look at the world statistics of the writing scores, you will notice that the writing all over the world comes the forces. So first comes always either listening or reading. Students do a lot better in the listening and reading components, but writing would always come the last. What does that say? Does that mean that the whole world is bad at writing? Does that really say that writing itself is so hard no matter what your culture, your nation is? So I suppose when you are talking, what makes one of the first things that makes your ideas to be helps your ideas to find your real destination faster is the fact that you really much incorporate your body language. You can maneuver the voice pitch of yours, you can raise your voice or you can lower your voice, with the help of your voice, with the help of stressing out the point that you really want it to stand out, right? So these all maneuvering techniques really much help you to deliver your point, but the same does not really much apply to the writing part. So when you're doing the writing part, there aren't such instruments that would instantaneously make your point clear, because you're not there to come out of the paper and explain what I've actually meant by saying anxiety was da-da-da-da-da. It doesn't really much happen. So let's get down to the very first question on the first stage. So gradually we will try to clear up 4 or 5 questions that I get myself to be asked most often of the cases. So the first question is, what is the hardest part of the writing test 2? You say ideas, you say time management. So I've heard a whole host of factors that influence the mark. But the thing that I have noticed myself during the sessions was when students took very long time to put the very first word. Very funny, yet reality. As soon as they put down the very first sentences, so some kind of, magic kind of stuff happens and they're starting writing it a lot faster. So what comes down like a very number one problem in the writing would be to stop overthinking and putting that very first sentences as fast as possible. I'm not saying quality does not matter. I do believe, and I always encourage students to edit their work, to think about another word choice. But the thing here, the trick, you may say, here to get your writing going faster would be to put the very first sentences as fast as possible without overthinking. So that's one of the techniques we've been applying with my students, and it has been working like a magic. I hope you take it for serious. So next time you get down to a writing part, so for the introduction, which is the hardest part of the introduction, to be more precise, very first sentences of the introduction is the hardest part of the entire essay writing. So put that first sentences as fast as possible. So if you follow a couple of the techniques, usually students do have free time left. So outside of this 1 hour time limit given for the task 1 and task 2, so it will be pretty much enough for you to go back, because you're going to use pencil. If you are taking CD IELTS, you will be typing it. So you will have pretty much amount of time to come back to the introduction and to edit some vocabulary choice and any other things that you were not initially satisfied with.